Welcome to a Traffic Domination Podcast, where entrepreneurs come for traffic answers. And here are your hosts, Rob Reese and Wayne Crow.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's been an absolute crazy 2 weeks. We were off last week, and now Wayne is back. He's married. Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks, mate. Yep, awesome.
I'm actually really excited, even though this has been a crazy couple of weeks for me. I've been working on my product launch, obviously coming up with other ideas for our podcast. I'm working on my podcast, which will be coming out shortly after my launch. So it's really just been a crazy couple of weeks. Last week I was out of town. I was in New York. I thought I was going to be able to fit it in for us to do our podcast last week, but there was absolutely no way I could have fit it in. But I'll tell you what, I went to New York last week, Wayne, and I hung out with my mom, hung out with my dad. It was really awesome to see them. And one of the things that I got to do while out there was check out this spy museum. Okay, if you've never delved into the world of espionage and the way it's evolved ever since World War I and World War II, let me tell you guys, it is absolutely what you see in the movies is absolutely happening in real life. These guys had some of the craziest gadgets. They had like a what was one of those? It was like a sleeve gun where like you jerked your arm and it actually would pop out a gun, like a single shot, and be able to shoot you. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
When you said spy museum, I always thought you meant like James Bond or something, like pretend spies, not real spies. That's awesome.
No, like legit CIA, KGB. Listen, there's this guy that was a member of the KGB who infiltrated the United States, became part of the FBI, either the FBI or CIA, and was selling secrets back to KGB. Absolutely insane dude. And they had like this weird timeline going on where the top timeline was his work at the FBI and the bottom timeline was his selling the information or giving the information back to the Russians. Absolutely insane.
I think is that what they call a double agent? And is that what they call a double agent?
That is exactly what it is, a double agent working for both sides when really you just have one side. But I got to tell you, the technology that is actually started out with espionage, the cryptography equipment they would use to encrypt messages, the way that they used to do it was phenomenal. It would be like this old typewriter. I don't know if you remember those old typewriters where the thing would go right? They had this one that was developed that every time a letter was hit on the keyboard, it would scramble the letter or change it to a different letter or a different number when it would actually hit the piece of paper, and the recipient would have the cheat sheet in order to find out and decode what it was actually saying. Really, really old school technology, but to see what they were able to do back then, absolutely insane in my opinion.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. So what if apart from your new juicing diet?
Listen, okay. Before we go any further, I got to tell everybody this, okay? Because this new juicing thing that I got going on, okay, it's vegetables and a little bit of fruit every day, 3 times a day, maybe 4 for the last 3 days, no food. I feel like I've been run over by a truck. My stomach is doing all sorts of these things. My bowel is going crazy. It's absolutely insane. But apart from that, I'm doing okay. I feel like I want to punch everybody when I'm talking to them. They're just like, hello, and I just want to punch them because I'm really upset because I haven't eaten anything.
I'll try and be calm and not trigger you too much. So we didn't really plan anything to talk about this week. So, but what I'm interested in, mate, is really interested to see how you're finding. I mean, you've now created a product, and I'm really interested to see how you're finding the whole process of creating a product finding JVs, and just going through the whole, because people think it's easy. You create a product and you just make loads of sales, don't they? But tell us about the kind of journey so far to see how
Sure.
it's been for you.
Sure. Well, I mean, this will be my very first product I'm creating now. I've been in affiliate marketing and doing the affiliate marketing game for over a year now, and I'm doing quite well at it. Still in the beginning stages, still haven't reached necessarily full-time income. I'm almost there with it. However, I'm moving forward in the business, and really everything that I've been learning is pointing to becoming a producer, not a consumer. So I said, you know what? In order for me to get to that next level, in order for me to even scratch that level of surface, I need to put out my own product. And really, the product itself, when it comes down to releasing something of your own, is not the hard part, believe it or not. It is not the creation of the product that is the hard part. It is the creation of all the assets that go around the product, the email copies that need to go out, the sales pages that need to be built, the housing for your product, maybe building that out, the membership area and things of that nature. And of course, the recruitment of people to actually promote your product, right? If you have no affiliates and you have only a handful of people who have purchased from you in the past other products, you're really not going to move anywhere. So, the product itself, it is solid in my opinion. I have a lot of people who backed me up on the product who there's this one 7-figure marketer who gave a testimonial on my sales page. He's gone through it and he said it's absolutely phenomenal for people who are looking to get started with affiliate marketing for brand newbies. This is focused strictly on the people who either A, have never been able to actually make any money online yet, or B, are brand new to affiliate marketing. So those are kind of the two target markets I went after with this product. I wanted to make it so super simple where if I told my 14-year-old son, hey, read this, watch these videos, that he would be able to emulate it. And I kicked it out. It took me about a week or so of part-time work on the product, maybe a couple of hours per night for a week or two. So let's say on a maximum, I spent 20 hours really combining all of my ideas on paper, putting out my idea on paper, the structure of how I wanted it to flow, and then the finished product, all within about 20 hours. Okay. Wow. It's a lot of content. It's really good stuff. But that was the easy part of the entire process.
Yeah, that's I've released a few products only on a kind of small scale. I've released them and I've made a few hundred sales, but from experience, getting other people to promote it is really the tough part. That is really what people really don't realize is anyone can make a product, but the time consuming, it's not just time consuming because you've already got to have those contacts, haven't you? You've got to have these big launches where they do thousands upon thousands of dollars are very, very hard for people to kind of break into. Have you found that? Have you found it's hard to break into the circles and that kind of network?
Well, I mean, I've never been to any of the events that have been thrown. Although I want to, I've been to a paid event, which was part of my coaching that I got last year, which was really helpful, where it was able to actually make some connections. But I've had my face out there on social media for over a year now, and some people know me, some people do, so they respect my opinion to some extent. Now, when it comes to actually a proven track record of putting together a spectacular product and a campaign that's going to convert, I don't have that behind me, so it makes it a little difficult to actually break into that. Now, obviously, because I've put myself out there and I'm just not afraid to make mistakes and say kind of things that are on my mind, I'm kind of opinionated on my social media platform, and people take notice. And I've done quite well in sales in the past. I've been on a couple of leaderboards for some products, so I've built up a little bit of a credibility to some extent, to where I had the ability to recruit, on my own, about 20 to 30 affiliates, just by saying, "Hey, would you be willing to promote this product? Here's a look at the product. Let me know what you think and if it would fit with your audience." But most of the JVs that jumped on board from me doing so are not any of the big guys that are going to be able to send 100 sales, alone from their list.
Yeah.
But what I will say is this, that there are a number of avenues that one can take, and it really will make a difference on whether or not you'll have a super successful initial launch, or one that's kind of fizzles out pretty quickly upon launching your product. So you have the ability to promote it on your own, which is going to be the absolute hardest thing, where you're grinding, you're talking to people, you're asking people who may have never even heard of you, but you know them, to promote your product. And of course, you're standing in the face of rejection hardcore when you do that, for the most part. Or you can go the route of hiring a JV manager, which is going to have a little bit more credibility. They're going to have the relationship to build with other people. And if you can get somebody who is respected in the industry, you can go ahead and pretty much almost guarantee a pretty successful launch. Now, there's a number of different ways that they end up getting paid. It usually is like an upfront cost of quite a bit of an investment, plus a little bit on the back end. And that's something that you work out with them on whether or not you have the means for it. And obviously, because I'm still kind of new and I'm cheap, I like to do things on my own and build it on my own credibility. But I end up biting the bullet and the last minute getting a JV manager, which is a Delilah Taylor. You may have heard of her. She's done some pretty big launches in the past. But we worked out a really reasonable agreement, in my opinion, to make this really help me in my very first launch. And since I've gotten her on board about a week ago, we're seeing a lot more affiliates come in, and I've gotten a couple of big players, not necessarily big names, but big players that have quite a large sale history in their affiliate campaigns, join in on the launch. And I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm not expecting to see 1,000 units sold or anything like that, but I am excited to see 100 units sold, or a little bit more than that. I think it's a solid product. I think it'll really help people, and the great part about the entire product, Wayne, is that it shows people who have either never gotten any luck with affiliate marketing, or people who have never started affiliate marketing, want to get their feet wet. It shows them how to do this entirely for free without any paid traffic. I know that goes against everything we do on the podcast, but I tell them in the product, I tell them this is not an end situation. This is just to kind of get your feet wet in order to scale up and start investing in paid traffic sources, because you can't rely on free traffic sources forever unless you're the number one guy who got started in the beginning doing it. But it's going to help them get started from scratch. Every single tool that I mentioned inside of the product is absolutely free to use. You do not have to pay for anything outside of the product itself. There are some upsells, there are some one-time offers that I've added in there for the benefit of them, but outside of the product itself and any of the upsells that are offered, there is not one thing that you have to pay for. And that's why I'm really excited, because I've purchased products in the past where the product itself is $10, $20, And then you get in there and they're telling you to buy autoresponder, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy this tracking software. And none of those things are bad. Those things are absolutely necessary. But for somebody who is brand spanking new, who may not have the resources to do that, this is certainly an option for them.
Yeah, that's awesome to think that you've got something there for complete beginners who just want to take action, may not have the resources to get started. So instantly they got something that can help them with free traffic and make a difference. What kind of traffic methods is it based on, if you don't mind me asking? What kind of thing is it?
Not a problem. The sales page, many people will think it's blind copy, but I just use a generic term, social media. I teach using basic Facebook traffic, how to build an audience that is that is interested in what you have to offer, how not to be salesy in your Facebook profile, and how to actually drive traffic to individual offers. So I'm focusing mainly on the number one traffic source that anybody's going to deal with, which is Facebook. And how to really develop yourself as an authority, even though you have none, how to get there quickly, and how to do so in such a way that you actually know what you're talking about, not just look like you know what you're talking about, but how to get to where you're actually giving good information to the audience, you're providing value to your audience and giving them a reason to actually want to do business with you.
Fantastic. That sounds awesome. And it sounds like the kind of thing, that's basically how we met, is through your Facebook work is how we met. And I know a lot of people in my circle know you and kind of see you as an authority, which you are. So, which is fantastic, because that is basically what's gone into the product. Is that right? What you've kind of been doing over the last year is what has gone into the product.
Everything that I've been doing over the last year is kind of compiled in this course. Now, the one thing I did change, and I want people to fully be, I want myself to be transparent about this, is I was able to, in the beginning, to buy my own blog, to buy my own website and all of these things. I show you how to do a lot of those things using free resources and driving traffic to those free resources. So you can get started. And what I did was, in the testing phase for about a month, I tested this very method using all the free sources that I actually use in the video that I train you with, so that I can actually have real results using the exact methods that I taught in the course. And it worked just the same. There's obviously difference in owning your own assets versus borrowing free stuff. But in the beginning, when you're just growing your business, you want to keep costs down and you want to keep profits high. And if you can do that and do that well in a short amount of time, you can then go ahead and move those funds around to apply them to some of the paid services that are available out there to really create a lasting asset for your business.
Yeah. So when you think about it, it's fantastic. People can be saving that whole 9 months that it took for you to get started and learn it all yourself. They can be saving coaching fees. So they're basically getting a hell of a lot for very little, which is fantastic. What did you take coaching on launching the product, or did you kind of do it all yourself and learn the hard way? Or
well, I learned a little bit of the hard way, and I also picked up a course that taught you how to do it. It was not cheap. I just took action, and a lot of the people, and I want to make this very clear, because I want everybody to know that there's no guarantees in this line of work. There are no guarantees in life, period, especially when you're going out to do a business for yourself. What I will say is that you are guaranteed to get a result by the work that you put in. And either that result will be a good one or it will be a terrible one, but you'll always get a result. Now, if you want a good result, you've got to take action. You've got to apply what you've learned and do so feverishly without hesitation and ask as least amount of questions as possible in the beginning. Just follow the process, see it work out, and then of course you'll be able to ask all the questions later. But I see a lot of newbies that end up getting in this rut of, I tried it for a week and it still hasn't brought me any results. It took me 4 months to make my very first commission of 50 cents. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to work my behind off until it actually works, instead of complaining and saying that this doesn't work or I was scammed or whatever the excuse may be, because I know this works. I've seen other people receive results, and unfortunately, it's me who is not either A, being patient with it, or B, I'm taking action but not enough action.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. You soon realize the successful people are the ones, like you said, that take action without hesitation. They literally have in front of them what they need to do, and they just do it. They don't kind of question themselves. They don't second guess themselves. They don't try and put their own spin on it and make it into something completely different. They basically follow what is proven, which is the easiest way to get started in pretty much any niche. Just follow what's proven, take massive action, and the rest eventually, however long it takes, and it just falls into place. That's basically.
You know what? I saw this status the other day. Somebody posted a comment for a refund request on a product, and they went through the training, and the product creator is the one who quoted this refund request on social media, and this is what it said: "The training looks great, but it looks like it's too much work." and let me tell you, most people who buy, affiliate marketing products, internet marketing products, most people, whether they will verbalize it or not, have that attitude. Mm-hmm. It looks like too much work. Once they get into it, they're like, I thought it was going to be push button easy. And while people may sell that promise, unfortunately, you have to actually still be pushing buttons. You've got to actually put your hand on the plow and push. Like, okay, you want push button? You got push button. Push these buttons, type these keys, and make it happen. Stop complaining. Stop saying that these things don't work.
Yeah, that's a lot of the problem. The problem isn't always the actual person buying the products. It's the way it's sold to them. People are told it is push button. Literally, all you have to do is push a button, and you'll be
Yeah,
printing.
I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm not talking about those guys. But they still read a sales page that will say, hey, these are the steps that you'll be taking in order to get to where you're looking. And then when they actually get their hands on the actual training, they end up just throwing their hands up and saying, never mind, it's too much work.
Yeah, and then they'll go on and buy the next product.
Exactly. Over and over and over again. And unfortunately, and that's one of the things I actually address in my exclusive report. Now, the product is called Social Cash Machine. Okay. The tagline is turn your social media into your own personal ATM. Okay. Now, I've got some really interesting, really good copy on the sales page that I had help with. I did not write it myself. I kind of put the base there, and then all of the additional copy was done by a friend of mine, Frederick Beers, who's absolutely awesome at copywriting, in my opinion. And he put the story together really well. Now, I'm a dad. I'm a married man, 37 years old with 5 kids. I work from home. Everything I do is from home. My kids are homeschooled, and I've somehow figured out a way to do what I'm teaching while homeschooling, while teaching my kids, while keeping a watch on them, while cooking them lunch. I've figured out how to make time for my personal life, for my wife, for my kids, and still fit in all this work that I do to make what I want occur. It's not hard work. It's very simple tasks, but it's a lot of tasks put together in a particular amount of time, and you just gotta figure out how to best manage your time. I'm not the best manager of my time. I'm trying to get better at that. But guys, it's all about taking action and doing what you're told in your training. And in this, I speak very hard on people who I actually tell people in the product, if you're looking for something that's going to make you rich overnight and something that's going to be push button, refund now. I tell people that straight up in the course. I said, I don't want you as a customer. That you're not the type of person I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who are motivated, who are interested in actually doing something and making something from home.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds fantastic. How do so when's the release date? When is the actual release date?
The official release date is next Monday, which is
Monday. Wow.
The 21st.
21st.
The launch time will be for a week. I will be turning off the sales pages at the last day, and then increasing the price, and it'll be evergreen for a while. So it'll take me a while to figure that out, because I'm not tech savvy or anything like that, and I'm doing all the work in terms of the tech. So the reason I'm not just increasing the price is because I'm shutting it off. I don't know how to make it so that it changes the price right at that moment. So I'll be taking it down for a couple of days, changing out the pricing. The pricing that it's currently at. The front end is $9.99. I'll be changing the front end to, I believe, $19.99. And I've had seven-figure marketers tell me that this is good to the point of where I should be charging about $100 for this product. So that made me really happy. The upsell, number one, is done for you campaigns, because I'm going to teach you email marketing. I'm going to give you all tools to use for free, building landing pages. I'm going to show you the whole nine on how you can do one extra step and double or triple your commissions. That's going to be $37 on OTO number one. And then on OTO number two, I have a 3-day masterclass that'll be live. It'll kind of be like a webinar kind of situation, where everybody who buys in will have direct access with me for 3 days, 3 whole days, and each session is going to be 2 hours, and that'll be $197, where I'll build out an entire campaign. I'll do everything I do live for these people on these 3 days, and share with them some additional tips and tricks that I didn't share in any of the other programs, OTO1 or the front end. And then if they don't pick that up, we have a downsell available, which is going to be $97, which will be the recordings for the live broadcast. They won't have access to me live. They won't have access to ask questions live, but they will get the recordings from that.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. That sounds awesome, especially the spending the three days with you, learning the stuff live, asking questions. That sounds ideal, because I know how much those type of things normally go for. So that's fantastic. Is there anything else before? I think we're going to call it a day fairly soon. I think we've been about 20-25 minutes.
Sure.
I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm going to pass this on to a few people and see if they'll help promote it as well. And I'm going to buy a copy, because I need help with this type of thing. This is the sort of thing that I'm actually quite weak at. So I'm pretty sure this will help me tremendously as well, from what you've just told me. Is there anything else you wanted to throw in there before we call it a day?
Yeah, so if you guys want more information, check out socialcashmachine.net. If you are interested in promoting, it's socialcashmachine.net/JV. And guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on the JV page. My contact information is on there. Feel free to reach out to me, ask questions about the product. And if you have a track record of this of promoting, feel free to ask for a review copy. I'll be more than happy to hook you guys up. But those are only for those who are truly interested in promoting the product. Certainly shoot me a message, reach me out on Facebook, on Skype at REECE 1980. That's my Skype address. And yeah, man, I'm super excited. I'm still grinding. I'm still grinding the midnight oil for these next couple of days. I got some last minute tweaks. I got some A/B split testing going on my sales pages. And I need to start just running some test traffic. I'm pretty sure it'll do pretty well, but I need to run some test traffic to the offers because I've never done that. So
no, I'm super excited for you, mate, just to see how all this hard work pays off. Would you, like, as time go on, we do another podcast later on, could we do a kind of review and see how it all went, what you learned, what you do differently, all those kind of things? Would that be possible to get some
absolutely
updates? That would be
absolutely. I actually was planning on doing a case study of this entire process once it's done, and share it with everyone. So it'll be absolutely brilliant, and there will be a free case study, and then there will be a premium case study for a product that I'm going to create. So we will see what happens.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. You normally sign off, mate, so I'm going to let you sign off. You do a much better job than I do.
Guys, thank you so much for checking out Traffic Domination Podcast with our host, Wayne Crow, and yours truly, Rob Reese. We are out of here. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, on Stitcher, and, of course, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/ what is it, Traffic Domination?
/VIP/ there's loads of websites. What we are?
Right, so type in Traffic Domination.
Type it in somewhere.
And also check out the free solo ad report in the description of this podcast as well. You'll be so happy you picked it up, because people have been saying some of the most wonderful things about this solo ads guide. This is going to be the definitive guide on how to purchase solo ads and make them work for you guys. So until next time, this is Rob Reese signing off, Traffic Domination Podcast, and Wayne Crow.
Cheers, guys.
Peace
Take
out.
care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.